Look, do you need to know about what kind of tech stuff happened 3 times a week?
Yes? Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference kicked off this morning with a keynote, which itself kicked off with a number of skits about how developers thought it would kick off. But for me, the real kickoff moment was when Apple announced that Android and Windows users could join FaceTime calls now through a browser.
Bye-bye, Zoom.
I'm never using it again. Now, we're not good enough to have an app, but web apps are actually great. And in fact, Apple has forced some innovation here by blocking game streaming apps from the iOS App Store. So they had to make web apps, so you don't even need an app anyways. Web apps are great. Other stuff that was announced include focus modes, which are basically customizable do not disturb profiles. Apple Wallet supports IDs like driver's licenses now, and iPadOS is getting home screen widgets and better multitasking. iCloud Plus is a new subscription that will provide a VPN, burner email addresses, and more storage for HomeKit-enabled security cameras, and universal control on the new macOS Monterey lets you drag content from an iPad to a Mac, to another Mac even, with the same mouse. Very cool stuff, to be sure, Apple, but I was under the impression that we were gonna see a new MacBook today, so you know what? I'm not buying any of these free software updates for my Android phone and Windows computers. I'm hurt. Dell has been dealing with complaints after people who bought the company's Alienware M15R5 discovered that the laptop's RTX 3070 had a handful of CUDA cores disabled. And by handful, I mean 512. So, I mean, it depends on your... My hand can't hold that. Smaller than average. That's a Linus joke. The mobile RTX 3070 is supposed to have 5,120 cores, but the ones in these laptops only had 4,608. What is this, a poor people laptop? Apparently this was an actual error and not a shady attempt by Dell to skimp on performance or power draw, although it might still be that. I'm not Dell, I can't say.
I'm Dell.
Hi, I'm Dell. Regardless, Dell has said it's an issue with the notebook's vBIOS and will be issuing an update to fix the problem soon. Try installing macOS Monterey, see if it helps. And cryptocurrencies have had some real ups and downs lately, but one person who hasn't lost faith in the dream is the president of El Salvador, James Stribe.
Steve.
You're a crypto guy, right? That's why I said that. Do you know about him?
It's corrupt.
Is he?
It's corrupt AF.
Oh, I didn't know that. Apparently this guy's sketchy. I didn't know this when writing this story. Keep it in mind. All right, he's drafting legislation that would make Bitcoin legal tender in the country, which would make the Central American country the first in the world to officially adopt a cryptocurrency. If the legislation gets backing from Congress, the president says it could open up financial services to the 70% of Salvadorans who don't have bank accounts. I'm now skeptical of this proposition, and make it easier for Salvadorans living abroad to send remittances back home, which make up around 20% of the country's GDP. Wow. So there it is, maybe he just wants the money. Who is this guy? Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by the Drop PC38X gaming headset, made in collaboration with Sennheiser. It's got the same open back design from the PC37X, but with certain enhancements. The drivers, they've been retuned for higher fidelity and better frequency response.
Enhanced.
Driver impedance, that's now at 28 ohms, bro.
Enhanced.
For use with gaming controllers and other low power devices. The headband?
Enhanced.
That sucker's a new knit mesh that offers less heat retention and better comfort. Get a better headset. That is,
Enhanced.
buy the Drop PC38X today at the link below.
It's gonna go a different way.
Oh, okay, sorry. Stepped on your toes. Oh, you weren't ready for the quick bits. Oh, no! A couple months ago, some Mac users noticed the SSD in the M1 Max was undergoing a significant amount of wear that looked like it would shorten the drive's life. Well, Apple has now fixed the issue without ever acknowledging the problem. I guess they didn't think we'd catch them. Well, we did, Tim, and now you're in big trouble unless you fix it. Wait a second. Google has actually agreed to change the way it conducts its ad business after being forced to pay a fine of $268 million as part of a settlement over antitrust charges in France. It's the first time a lawsuit like this has actually made Google agree to change the way it does things, and so I guess France should keep suing them?
Bonjour.
Why did this lawsuit work? I mean, I guess French people can be kind of intimidating with their striped shirts, like disorienting. It's like, waving a baguette at you. This isn't racist.
C'est la vie.
Google's finally bringing Stadia to the Chromecast with Google TV, and while the amount of people cheering about this will be quite small, it's interesting to see mostly because the lack of Stadia support was a pretty weird omission when the new Chromecast launched. I can almost feel Google's finger hovering above the shut down Stadia button. They pressed the Make Stadia Better button this time, but they're...
It's an itchy finger.
However, it's like that meme. We can put a meme in this show, right? In other Google product update news, the company's Nest Hub smart home devices are finally getting an actual web browser and an on-screen keyboard instead of relying entirely on vocal interaction with the Google Assistant for web searches. So this is why they installed Fuchsia OS on these things. They said it was going to be the same UI, but I guess Fuchsia always comes with a little treat. They'll install it on other things. They'll be like a little thing you didn't expect. Little cat mini game. And Jeff Bezos, is going to one-up Elon Musk by taking a flight on a Blue Origin rocket with his brother. Not Elon's brother, Jeff's brother. The richest man on Earth is going up on July 20th, and I hope he comes back.
He's never coming back, probably.
He's going to live on his private moon base.
He's taking Mars before Elon.
That would be a great twist to this.
Amazon.
Hey, I definitely hope you come back on Wednesday for more tech news because we're done here. You did great. Same thing next time, and we'll have this thing in the bag. Really appreciate it.